Hello, Frags the Bear family. Welcome to Indie Spotlight. I'm your host, Zaymont, also known as Trevor on social media. Links to all of which you can find in the video description below. Biggest way you can support the channel, like I always say, is click that little red subscribe button. It's totally free. And the closer you get me to 300, the sooner I'm going to give away some books. Want to try to get to 1,000 by the end of the year if we can, so we can start taking advantage of the ads that YouTube is going to put on my channel anyway. So if you can get me to 1,000 subscribers, I would greatly appreciate it. And at every 100 step, I'm going to give away that many books. So 4 at 400, 5 at 500, 10 at 1,000, so on. So it's Friday, looking for new releases. Surprise, surprise, we didn't have any. We had a couple new releases this week, but nothing that really jumped out. With so many new releases last week, it was really weird that I had to really dig. So I actually went back about a week or so to take a new release from Crashing Atlas. It's another one that's a lyric video. It's not a music video. Like, there's music, but it's not a motion video, which I normally like to do. It gives you a little bit more to see. But the music is good enough. I mean, it's great music. Not that it's good enough. The music is good enough that you don't need the video to go with it. So we're going to do that one today. Another way to support me is check out the Kindle Vella link in the description below. The third episode of Shadows of Barden is now live, so you can read the first 3 episodes completely free. The next episode, which will come out here in a week or two, is going to be the first one they're going to charge tokens for. So you can get a taste of my writing, see if you like the story, see if you like the characters. Biggest thing, though, is leave me a review. Let me know what you think of the first 3 episodes. Drop some comments, stars, whatever it is, because Kindle Vella is going to work a lot like anything else online. It's a popularity contest. So the more you guys review my stuff and the more you like, just like these videos, the more you like the videos, the more you comment on the videos, the more you subscribe to the channel, the more people see my stuff. And the more eyes I can get on these independent creators, which is, ultimately what we're doing this for. The other kind of announcement we've got tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central, we're going to have Fizz Giggity. Piper is going to be on the show. She's an independent comic artist involved in books like Peregrine, which recently was funded and should be shipping soon. I know they've had some issues with the printer, I believe, but we're going to have her clarify that tomorrow. We're going to talk about independent comic creation, art, what it takes to do a GoFundMe, all of the things that go into being an independent creator, because some of you out there want to do this. Some of you out there want to be independent writers or artists or musicians, and sometimes it's good to have an experienced voice kind of give you some tips or tell you where the pitfalls are. So stop by the show at 2 p.m. Central tomorrow, right here on Indie Spotlight, and we'll be talking to Piper, and you can ask questions. I'll have some questions for her, but if you have some questions, that's what this show is for too. If you guys want to learn things, I want you to learn them so we can ask questions of Piper when you guys show up. Finally, Trovo. We have not had movement on Trovo in quite a while, and Restream just about made me have an aneurysm today trying to relog into everything. It does it about every month or so. It makes me relog in. The CAPTCHA takes forever. I've got like 4 Restream screens to do this, and they all have independent logins, and they all have independent, like, the anti-bot CAPTCHA, and they suck. So if you want to keep seeing me on Trovo, if you're watching me on Trovo, if you're watching the recordings, give me to that 20 mark, 20 followers on Trovo, and I can start utilizing the partner program, whatever they have. But if I don't get to 20 within probably the next week or two, I think I'm just going to shit can Trovo and stick to YouTube, because I'm not getting any traction there, and I'm tired of fighting Restream just to be able to stream every few weeks. It's really kind of a pain in the ass. So it's up to you guys. If you want to see more of me on Trovo, I need followers over there. Otherwise, if you don't care, don't worry about it. Just subscribe on YouTube, and I'll let Trovo go. Not worried about it. So anyway, Crashing Atlas, Sanity and Madness. We'll talk about the music, and I will pause as necessary. Here we go. Cheers. That's interesting, and I would agree that sometimes we let the pain that we're going through, the stress we're going through, change us a little bit, and we hate who we become under that. I've been there. I've become very stressed or frustrated with something, or upset or angry, or even when I'm grieving. I didn't like the person I became after my mother passed. I was drinking too much, and I was very kind of morose and down. And I mean, yeah, that's understandable. My mother had just died, but I did not like that. I didn't like the person I became. I didn't like the person I was around my family, and I didn't like the person I'd become. I mean, at work, it was noticeable. I let that affect my life. And, I don't know exactly what kind of circumstances she's talking about here, but when people go through pain, or they go through stress or trauma, sometimes they let it change them, which is normal and natural sometimes. But you have to recognize that it's doing that to you, and you have to realize how that's impacting other people. And there are many people in your life who will understand, and they will be supportive of you. And I'm not saying you can't go through those feelings, but yeah, I can understand how you would hate that person that you become sometimes, because I was there. I didn't like what it did to me. So I made a conscious effort to get out of that rut. But I like that. I think that's what, and as far as the music goes, oh, excuse me, fantastic metal intro. Just shredding on the guitar. Her voice coming out so powerful and so good. Really enjoying the song so far. It's fantastic.
Every dark dream haunts me. It haunts me. Every time I close my eyes, I know sanity and madness. Every bad scene breaks free. It breaks free. Every time I close my eyes, I know sanity and madness. I'm crawling desperately, lost my
chorus.
integrity, surrender to the dark, the worst in me by far. Something I can't say, tear in the way, something that will force me to decay. Please give me the truth, I don't know what to do. Damage that I just got used to. Every dark dream haunts me. It haunts me. Every time I close my eyes, I know sanity and madness. Caught in this tidal wave, a violent hurricane. I never thought that my fears would tear me apart. Take it back, 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 where the sanity starts. Every dark dream haunts me. It haunts me. Every time I close my eyes, I know sanity and madness.
It's an interesting phrase, and I'm not quite sure I know what she means by sanity and madness. I may have to break that. My writer brain thinks there's a deep meaning to that, and I don't know if she means that in the madness of sort of dealing with trauma, or dealing with pain, or struggling with these struggling with the voices that we all have self-doubt, or we have imposter syndrome. If you're a creator, even if you're not a creator, a lot of people feel like they are maybe in a position that they maybe don't deserve. I'm not good enough for this. It's kind of one of those things that, like, if you've ever thought about going to a new job or getting a major promotion at your job, there's part of you that's afraid you won't be able to do it. That's kind of that thing, that imposter syndrome, that do I deserve this? Am I good enough for this? But I wonder if that's what she means, that there's sanity and madness. That's normal, maybe. That madness a little bit is normal, I think. And I think that it might be where she's going with it. I'm not sure. Again, my writer brain is telling me that has a really deep meaning, but looking at the song for the second time, I've only listened to this one other time, I'm not quite sure I get it. And that's happened before. So if you get it, if you know what she's talking about here, let me know in the comments. I don't get all these right, as evidenced by the last time I did Blackbriar. Trixabel came in and let me know where I was off base. And if you missed that, go check out that video, and you can see what I mean. I pinned her comment because I think she was 100% on base. Sometimes I don't get all the meaning behind these songs, and sometimes the meaning kind of fluctuates depending on your own worldview. So that could be too. We'll see. But I'm loving the song itself as a rock song, as a metal song. Her voice, the guitar, everything just comes together so good. It's heavy, but it's not too hard. It doesn't overpower her voice, which I like. Some female-fronted bands, as I've said before, the instruments just overpower the singer. And even male-led bands, especially indie bands or your less sort of studio, big production bands, they tend to play so hard, the instruments play so hard that they drown out the lead singer. And Crashing Atlas does a really good job of making sure that we can hear the front woman. We can hear her voice. We can hear what she's saying, but they're not giving up the power of their instruments. The guitar and the bass and the drums are there. They're very good. They're very heavy. But they're not drowning her out, which is so important to me, because I want to hear the lyrics. I don't just want to hear a wall. It was like I went to see, I'm going to drone on here for a minute, but a little story. I went to Summer Sanitarium in Chicago way, way back. It was like my third or fourth concert ever. Saw Metallica, saw Mudvayne was there. Fred Durst band, whatever the hell their name was, they got booed off stage in like 15 minutes. It was amazing. But Deftones were there, and I've heard such great things about Deftones, and I've listened to a few of their songs, on the radio or here and there. But live in concert, it was just a wall of noise. It was just nothing but noise, and I couldn't hear the singer. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear the melody. I couldn't hear anything except just this droning noise. And I think that's where a lot of bands lose it, is they want to play so hard that you can't distinguish each individual instrument, and including the singer's voice. That's an instrument. We need to hear it. So they're doing a fantastic job with that. Sorry for the long segue, but I just wanted to make that point, that Crashing Atlas knows what they're doing when it comes to making sure you can hear all the instruments in the package. Very well done. Well done. Great song again from Crashing Atlas. They are a great metal band. Like Indie Spotlight, which I try to find metal bands because I'm a metal guy, but there's not a ton of indie metal bands out there that I think are good. Like I listened to a few, and some of them are okay, and maybe I just haven't found the right song yet. I want to bring you guys good stuff, and not to say that, like, there's some out there that they have some work to do. They have a ways to go, and maybe they're just not my thing. It's possible that I've listened to some and they're just not my thing. I do my best to bring you stuff that I like, that I think you might like, that I think is good, talented independent artists. And Crashing Atlas is one of them. They are really good. I would see these guys on stage. I could see these guys on stage with anybody, Pretty Reckless, Hailstorm, Godsmack. I could see these guys opening for any one of those bands. And maybe they have, and maybe they will. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into their tour history, and I'm hoping, like, as we get closer and closer to things opening up this fall and more live shows starting, I hope to see some of these guys that I've had on Indie Spotlight coming to my area. Man, I would go see these guys in a heartbeat. I really want to go see the Lonely Ones soon. I'm hoping I can get up there in September. They're going to be about an hour and a half away. So that would be awesome to see some of these guys live. So hopefully, go check out their channel, leave them some love, let them know where it came from, tell them the Frags of Beer Network sent you. Make sure you subscribe and check out their other stuff. And subscribe here. Let me know what you think. Be sure to come back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be talking to Piper Fizz Giggity on Twitter. She is a independent comic book artist. Recently worked on the book Peregrine, which will be releasing soon. We'll talk about all that. Also, pay attention to fragsandbeer.com to this weekend. I'm going to try to get you guys some more news articles tonight. I have got like 2 or 3 reviews, movie and comic book reviews that I've been putting off and I really need to deliver. So watch for that coming this weekend. I'm going to try to go write some now. Follow me on social media because I'm going to be talking about the new He-Man Revelations cartoon tonight. I'm going to watch it. I've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing good and bad, and I've hearing a lot of complaints, and I'm hearing a lot of clickbait. I'll let you know what I think after I actually watch it, not listening to people who took a screenshot and made a meme on Twitter to talk about how good and or bad the show is. So we'll see. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're watching the live stream, thank you so much. If you're watching the recording, I will see you again soon. You guys have a great one. Much love. Goodbye.